Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited because we are going to be reviewing the Mancera. They recently launched the Intense Instant Crush, and then I have the original Instant Crush. If you are familiar with Mancera's Instant Crush, you know it's a bit of a thing. This is a wildly popular perfume and it already has an incredible scent trail, but now they just launched the Intense Instant Crush. This one's got a leather note in it, and today what I thought we would do is just do a little side-by-side comparison. Go ahead and give you the lowdown of these Mancera perfumes. So if you are interested in learning a little bit more and also figuring out if you need the intense version, if you're already a fan of the OG, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's dive in. So first of all, I am in love with this size. This is the 60 ml in the Instant Crush. And then I have the 120 ml in the Intense Instant Crush, and both of them come in both sizes. You can find this at Twisted Lily. And if you're like myself and you have a ton of perfume, I just think this 60 ml size is fantastic, great for travel, just really cute bottle. So let's get into the original. This is a sexy little perfume. This has a huge following. This is a rich mix of rose, jasmine, and amber. The other note in here that I absolutely love, and I've been on a bit of a jag with perfumes that have ginger in it. I've just completely fallen in love with that note in perfumes. It adds a little bit of a spiciness, but in the best way possible. Okay, let me first give you the notes of the Instant Crush, the OG. This opens with bergamot, mandarin, saffron, and ginger. Okay, smells really good. Then in the heart we have rose, jasmine, amberwood, and patchouli. So definitely has this kind of addictive quality to it. And then in the base you've got sandalwood, vanilla, oak moss, and white musk. So if you're familiar with Mancera scents, they all sort of, most of them I would say, kind of open up with that kind of Mancera DNA, and then that dissipates, and then this becomes this very intoxicating woody vanilla scent with a layer of florals as well as that spiciness from the saffron and ginger. The whole composition together really does make this just like a very sexy little thing. Instant Crush is a great name for this perfume because it has this like kind of presence to it, and like when you fall hard or when you have a crush on somebody, you know, that is that kind of feeling, the butterfly feeling, the excitement, the kind of presence that this perfume gives you. That is the vibe that this gives off. For myself, this is definitely like a sexy, sensual scent. If you want to grab somebody's attention, then you definitely need to check this out. I think that's what I love about it. It has this sort of Baccarat Rouge effect. I know that this has been compared to Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540, but for myself, I wouldn't say that the scents are similar at all. I think what they are talking about is with that Baccarat, there is this incredible scent cloud that kind of travels around with you. It has this presence to it, and so does this one. So like with Baccarat, I actually can't smell it on myself. I can initially, but then it dissipates and I go nose blind. But others are smelling me. I've literally had people say, oh, you're wearing Baccarat 540 when I can't even smell myself. And so the original Instant Crush is going to give you that wow factor. It is going to give you that incredible scent cloud around you. It smells amazing. It's got this kind of citrusy opening. It's got some spiciness from that saffron and ginger, but it's sort of in this sort of effervescent way, if that makes sense. It's almost like it lifts some of the heavier notes in here. This is definitely a unisex fragrance. I tend to always lean towards more feminine fragrances, but I really like this one. It has that little bit of florals in there. It is like woody, it's floral. I love the little sweetness from the vanilla. It also dries down a little like musky and creamy on my particular skin. The sandalwood here kind of shines through on the dry down. So there's this really nice kind of creamy sandalwood note that just works really well for me. But overall, I think of this as like an overall like get noticed kind of sexy little fragrance. It is super popular for a reason. It's definitely got that wow factor. And so you would think that they would not need to add an intense version of Instant Crush, but Mancera did release the Intense Instant Crush. If you are a leather lover, if you love Instant Crush, you might want to get your nose on this one. Let me first give you the notes of the Intense Instant Crush. In the top, we still have saffron, but then we have leather and bergamot. So it still has a little citrus and spice in the opening, but it definitely has that leather note. That's the new addition to the intense version. Then in the heart, we have rose, amber wood, and salted caramel. Okay, because I noticed that this one was a little bit sweeter than the original, but I didn't know about the salted caramel note. And then in the base, we've got sandalwood, vanilla pods, and rich oak moss. Okay, so interestingly, when I first sprayed this out, I definitely thought, ooh, this is like a bit more masculine leaning. But then as it dried down, especially on myself, that caramel note or sweetness came out on my skin. So then it made me rethink that no, it's not necessarily more masculine, because there is almost a tad bit more sweetness. Like it's a little bit more gourmand than the original one. So this version is definitely going to be for my leather fragrance lovers. This definitely still has the Instant Crush DNA. To me, it is a bit more gourmand. There's just that little bit of sweetness from that salted caramel note. Definitely smell that leather, and it is up front. As this dries down, for myself, I kept on feeling like this reminded me of something, and it was not Baccarat Rouge, but it was Initio's Oud for Greatness. And I think the resemblance between those two fragrances, again, they are not really alike, but it was the overall kind of scent trail that was giving me that thought. Just like Oud for Greatness, this has like incredible longevity. This one again creates that super kind of scent cloud that is going to stick with you. Again, that Instant Crush wow factor. This version has that as well. I would just say they added in this leather note, and it's definitely right there and present throughout. They also added in that salted caramel note, and that's where I'm getting a little bit more of the Baccarat Rouge, which has that sort of burnt caramel note in here, that resemblance. So the Intense Instant Crush is definitely going to be for those of you that love the original, you love leather fragrances. I also think if you love Oud for Greatness, Oud for Greatness on myself almost has this sort of menthol note to it. I'm not saying there's definitely a menthol note in here, but there's just definitely, this might be the amped up oak moss in the base of this. So both of these are unisex fragrances. I would say that the Intense version definitely still has some of the DNA of the Instant Crush, but you definitely need to like leather. You almost need to want just a little bit of a bit more gourmand touch. Both of these are bold, intoxicating fragrances. Both of them are good. I would definitely say if you are somebody who gravitates towards leather scents and you really love this one, you definitely need to get your nose on this. For myself, I have to say, on my skin, the original Instant Crush, the little bit of floralness and the ginger stand out a bit more on my particular skin. So I gravitate towards this. As far as the Intense Instant Crush, I'm actually looking forward to playing with this again when the weather cools a bit, because I feel like this is just gonna shine when the weather's a little bit colder. I feel like that leather note is just gonna kind of give me a little oomph. So we'll definitely revisit this comparison in the cooler months just for fun. But I just wanted to pop on today, share this new release from Mancera, the new Intense Instant Crush. I was laughing because people were like, do we really need an intense version? Because this one has that cult following for a reason. It's got that oomph factor. Definitely both incredible fragrances, both unisex, but yes, I would probably say the new Intense version is going to be a slight bit more masculine with that leather note. So as usual, I love to hear from you. Are you a fan of the original Mancera Instant Crush? Are you interested in trying the Intense version? And you can find both of these at Twisted Lily. Always good to get a sample, get your nose on these before buying. I also do have a code at Twisted Lily, which is Abby10. So if you're interested in diving in, definitely use that for 10% off. But I hope that you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with another one soon.